So, good day everyone. I am Sheena Gail Bernal. We are the Group 9 and our topic is job attitudes and organizational commitment. So, before we start, please allow me to introduce my group mates, which is Karen Kit Cunyado and Charles Conrad Binayao. So, let's start. Before we start, the outline of the topic is introduction, literature review, methodology, results, discussion, and conclusion. So, first, here. These slides talks about two important things. Job attitudes, which is how employees feel about their work, and organizational commitment, which is how much they want to stay with the company. Both affect how employees behave at work. So, job attitudes are the feelings, beliefs, and opinions employees have about their jobs. It includes everything from feeling happy or satisfied to feeling unhappy, like dissatisfied about their work. So this affect how they act at work. So the second is the organizational commitment. So here means how much an employee identify with their company and wants to stay. It's stronger than just liking the job. It's about feeling connected to the company's goals and values. So next, job satisfaction. So this slide is the literature review, which is the types of job attitudes. So first is the job satisfaction. Ito ay ang pangkalahatang positive na feeling ng isang empleyado tungkol sa kanyang trabaho. So, kabilang dito ang kasiyahan sa mga gawain, pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga kasamahan, at ang pananaw na patas ang pagtrato sa kanya, or this reflects a general positive feeling about one's job. So, encompassing enjoyment of tasks, relationships with colleagues, and receive fairness of treatment. So, the second is job involvement. Ito ang antas kung gaano nakakonekta ang isang empleyado sa kanyang work at kung gaano niya pinapahalagahan ang kanyang performance para bang part na ng kanyang pagkatao ang kanyang work. So, this refers to degree to which employees identify psychologically with their job and consider their performance important to their self-worth. So, the third one is the organizational commitment. Ito ang pagiging tapat at pagmamahal ng isang empleyado sa kanyang organisasyon. May malalim na connection siya rito at gusto niyang makatulong sa tagumpay nito. So, this represents the employee's attachment and identification with organization. So, the fourth one is organizational cynicism. Ito ay ang negative na pananaw na may pagdududa, kawalan ng tiwala at paniniwalang hindi patas o unethical ang organization. So, the fifth one is the perceived organizational support, or POS. Ito ang paniniwala ng empleyado na pinapahalagahan at inalagaan siya ng organisasyon. So, the last is the job stress. Ito ang negative effect ng mental man of physical na nararanasan ng empleyado dahil sa sobrang dami ng trabaho o mahirap na situation sa trabaho. And that's all for the types of job attitudes. So let's proceed the types of organizational commitment. So the first is the active commitment. So ito ang commitment na galing sa puso. Isang malalim na connection at pagmamahal sa company dahil sa pakiramdam ng pagiging parte nito ay pagsang-ayon sa mga values at goals para bang pamilya na ang turing mo sa company. So the second is continuance commitment. Di naman galing sa ito naman siya eh, di naman galing sa puso to, kundi dahil sa mga gastos so hirap na mangyayari kung iiwan mo ang company, baka mawalan ka ng pera o maantala ang career mo kaya nananatili ka. So the last is normative commitment. Ito ang commitment dahil sa pakiramdam ng obligation, parang may utang na loob ka sa company o naniniwala ka na tama at mahalaga na manatili ka at tumulong. So that's all the types of organizational commitment. So next is relationship between job attitudes and organizational commitment. So here naman, magkaugnay ang job attitudes at organizational commitment. Ang mga positive job attitudes gaya ng job satisfaction at job involvement ay kadalasang humahantong na sa mas mataas na organizational commitment dahil mas may possibility na maging loyal at makakonect sa company ang mga empleyadong masaya at engaged sa kanilang trabaho. Sa kabaliktaran, ang mga negatibong job attitudes gaya ng organizational cynicism at job stress ay nakakasira sa commitment dahil mas malamang na mag-isip ng pag-alis ng mga empleyadong hindi masaya, hindi engaged o nawalan ng tiwala sa company. Kaya mahalaga na magkaroon ng positive at support work environment para mapalago ang parehong positive job attitudes at malakas na organizational commitment. And that's all for my part. Next is Karen Canyado.
So good evening, everyone.
I'm
To
Karen
continue
Kita
the
Conyado.
discussion of our report, let me discuss to you the methodology and the result. So first, we have in methodology is the research design. So the research design, it refers to the overall strategy or framework researchers use to investigate the relationships between these concepts and other relevant variables within an organizational setting. So the research design, it is the blueprint that guides the entire research process, ensuring that the data collected and analyzed can be effectively address the research questions. So the key aspects of the research design includes the purpose of the study. So defining whether the research aims to describe, explore, explain, or predict relationships between job attitudes, organizational commitment, and other variables. Also, second, in the key aspects, so the in research design, we have the key aspects, which includes the purpose of the study, wherein defining whether the research aims to describe, explore, explain, or predict relationships between job attitudes and in organizational commitment. Second is we have the type of study. So choosing an appropriate research approach such as quantitative, qualitative, or the mixed methods. Quanti- Quantitative designs are um, often use surveys and statistical analysis to measure and quantify relationships, while the qualitative design uses interviews and groups to explore in-depth experiences and perspectives. While the mixed method designs, it combines both approaches to provide a more comprehensive understanding of the research. We also have here the variables, the data collection methods, which is selecting an appropriate methods for collecting the data, such as questionnaires, interviews, or observations. So the choice of method, it depends on the research questions. And lastly is the data analysis techniques. So specifying what methods will be used to analyze the data, such as the descriptive statistics, the correlation analysis, the regression analysis, thematic analysis, and so on and so forth. So the choice of technique, it depends on the research questions and the type of data being collected. So the research design is very critical for ensuring that the study is rigorous and that the results are valid and reliable. Having a well-designed study, it can provide a valuable insights into the factors that influences the job attitudes and the and in organizational commitment, as well as how it impacts those attitudes of employee, such as their behavior and how the organizational outcomes. So in second one, we have the sample. So a sample, it refers to the group of employees selected from a larger population of workers within an organization or across multiple organizations who participate in the research study. So the sample, it is the data that is from collected from this sample is used to draw inferences and conclusions about the broader populations of the employees. The key aspects of sample, we have the representation, wherein the sample should be a representative of the overall population of the employees to ensure that the findings can be generalized, which means the sample should reflect the diversity of the population in terms of the demographics, for example, the age, gender, ethnicity, etc. etc. Second is the selection. So participants in a sample are chosen through a sampling method. The sampling methods includes the probability sampling, where everyone has an equal chances of selection, and the non-probability sampling. We also have the size, the data collection, and the most important thing is the purpose. So studying a sample of employees, the researchers aim to understand the factors that influences the job attitudes and organizational commitment, as well as the impact of these attitudes on employees' behavior and in organizational outcomes. So the insights that are gained from the sample can be used can be then used to inform strategies for improving the employee engagement, reducing the turnover, and also enhancing the overall organizational performances. So in data collection, it involves gathering information about the employees' feelings, beliefs, and behaviors that relate that is related to their jobs and organization they work for. So this data, or the data collection, is very crucial for understanding the factors that influences the employees' satisfaction, commitment, and their overall well-being. So we have here the focus. So the data collection, it aims to capture insights into various dimensions of job attitudes. For example, is the job satisfaction and the job involvement. And in organizational commitment, for example, we have the affective continuance and the normative. So, in focus, it also examines the related concepts like work engagement, employee performances, and their attitudes towards the organizational change. Second is the methods, wherein common data collections methods includes surveys, questionnaires, interviews, and observations. So the questionnaires are often used like type scales to measure the degree of agreement or disagreement with various statements that is related to job attitudes and in organizational commitment. We also have the instruments, the participants, which is data is collected from a sample of employees within the organization or industry being studied. So the sample should be representative of the larger population um, to to ensure the findings. And lastly is we have the purpose. So the collected data it is used to identify factors that influences the job attitudes and the organizational commitment, wherein it assess the impact of these factors on employees' behavior and organizational outcomes. For example, is like turnover, their performances, and their service quality. And in purpose, it informs strategies to improve the employees' engagement and their retention. And lastly, we have the data analysis. So in data analysis, it involves using various techniques to examine the relationship between these concepts and other relevant variables such as work engagement, employee performance, and leadership styles. So the goal of this data analysis is to understand how employees feel about their jobs and their organizations and how these feelings impact their behavior outcomes. So there are common data analysis techniques that uses in this field. We have the statistical analysis, which it often includes the descriptive statistics, correlation analysis, the t-test, the ANOVA, and the regression analysis to quantify the relationship between variables. So for example, researchers might use regression analysis to determine how the organizational commitment and job satisfaction predict the work engagement. Next is the mediation analysis, which is used to understand the mechanisms through which job satisfaction influences the organizational commitment. So, for instance, researchers might investigate whether job involvement mediates the relationship between job satisfaction and the organizational commitment. Third is we have the thematic analysis, which in the thematic analysis is it is used to identify recurring themes and patterns in an interview, transcripts, or an open-ended survey responses, wherein the thematic analysis can provide rich insights into the experiences and the perspectives of employees regarding their job attitudes and in organizational commitment. Fourth is the structural equation modeling, or the SEM, wherein this technique is used to test complex relationship between multiple variables simultaneously. So researchers uses this to test and refine models that explains the relationship among work characteristics, the job satisfaction, job involvement, and in organizational commitment. And lastly is we have the multiple regression analysis, which these are carried out to test the hypothesis, wherein researchers uses multiple regression analysis to determine whether the relationship between the organizational commitment and work engagement. So the result of this data analysis are often presented using the tables, graphs, and charts to clearly and concisely communicate the findings, wherein those findings can have a practical implications for organizations such as informing strategies to improve the employee engagement, reduce turnover, and enhance the overall performances of those workers. And now let's proceed to the results. So the results, it refers to the outcomes or findings derived from studying the relationship between these concepts and other relevant factors within an organizational setting. So these results, they are often reveal how job satisfaction and organizational commitment impacts the behavior of employees, the performances, and their overall organizational success. So results typically highlights the significant relationship and their correlations between the job attitudes, like job satisfaction and work attitude, as for attitude and organizational commitment. So the result may demonstrate how positive job attitudes and strong organizational commitment can lead to a desirable outcomes, such as in increased employee performance, reduced turnover intentions, and improved organizational citizenship behavior. Wherein, in results, it can also show how different job characteristics like intrinsic and extrinsic, can influence the job satisfaction and subsequently organizational commitment. So, for example, employees' perceptions of the intrinsic worth of their job may strongly correlate with job satisfaction, which then it fosters a sense of loyalty and emotional attachment to that organization. So in turnover intentions, we're in a crucial area where results are being analyzed is in relation to employee turnover intentions, wherein findings often reveal that the both job satisfaction and organizational commitment plays a significant role in reducing employees' intentions to leave the work or the organization. Specifically, effective and normative commitment can greatly influence those intentions. Ultimately, the results provides an insights that organizations can use to improve employees' attitudes, strengthen their commitment, and achieve a better organizational outcomes. This includes strategies to enhance the job satisfaction, foster a sense of obligation and emotional attachment, and address the factors that can contribute to turnover intentions. That would be all for my part. Thank you for listening, and now let's continue the discussion with Mr. Charles Denial.
Hi everyone, and let's proceed to the discussion and conclusion. Attitudes and organizational commitments are very important for a company. Job attitudes includes how employees feel about their works, like if they are happy, interested, or motivated. Organizational commitments is how much employees want to stay in the company. It was three it was three types. It has three types. Affective commitment, staying because they love the job, and continuous commitment, staying because they need the job, and last is morative commitment, staying because they feel they feel they should. When employees have positive jobs attitude, they are more likely to be committed to the organization. If they enjoy their work and feel respected, they will work hard and stay longer. However, if employees are unhappy but stay just for the money, they may not work well or care about the company's success. Many things affects job attitudes and commitments, such as leadership, work environment, salary, and job security. A good boss and friendly workplace makes employees feel happy and loyal. But if employees feel unappreciated or stressed they may want to leave the company. Companies that are for their works and gives them chance to grow will have more commitment and motivated employees. And let's proceed to the conclusion. Job attitudes and organization commitments help a company success. When employees feel good about their jobs, they work better and stay longer. To improve, these companies should create a positive workplace that treats employees well and gives the opportunity to grow. This will employees stay committed and improve the company's performance. And that's all for my report.